Hello, in the last video we learned about some elements here. The main element being the HTML element. We learned about a head element and a body element which goes within the HTML larger element. And then the title element which goes inside the head, which just displays our title of our web page. These elements are going to be common on any web page that you create. They're always going to be constant regardless of your web page. So let's kind of discuss what HTML is. HTML is a markup language. It's our way of communicating with a user's browser, and by user I just mean somebody visiting your website. It's a way for us to communicate with the browser to display information. HTML is used for displaying and structure of a web page. A real common mistake that newcomers to HTML make is they might ask questions like, how do you make a login form with HTML? How do you make a random number with HTML? That's not really what HTML is for. HTML can make the structure of a login form, but all of the brains behind that login form is going to be needs to be done with another language, like a server-side scripting language like PHP or ASP.NET, which you need to know HTML first before you start getting into those more advanced scripting, including JavaScript also, which works with HTML, but you also need to know HTML before you start getting into that. So just to reiterate that HTML is only used for the structure of your web page. It doesn't really have any brains behind it. It's just a format. If you think of maybe for your work, your boss wants you to make some kind of report in Word format. You couldn't make that report in a text format and then say, oh, here, because he wants it in a Word format. That's pretty much the same with HTML. The browser is asking you for an HTML format. It's not asking you for a plain text format or anything like that. It's asking you for this particular format, which we call HTML, and from there the browser can take that information and parse it into a readable page for your users to your website. So the next thing we can learn about, we learned about the break tag here, which will just drop us down to the next line, and usually it's just good to press enter after that just to kind of display everything better. The next thing we can learn about is the heading tag. Heading tags look just like this, H1 and a closing H1, and anything in here will be this is heading 1. So let's save this and see what this looks like. Okay, so we have a real large sentence here. This is heading 1, and you might notice the space above the heading between this is another line and this is the heading 1. And there's a space and there's also a line break there, even though we did not put a break after this, because headings automatically kind of break themselves away from other text. So let's also look at H2. This is heading 2. H3. This is heading 3, and so on. And we can go all the way up to heading 6, which will be the smallest heading. And let's take a look at this. So this is heading 1, this is heading 2, this is heading 3, and they'll get smaller as you go down to heading 6. It's usually good to use headings only where you need them. If you just want something bold and big and it's not necessarily a heading, you should not use a heading tag. It's only for kind of describing an article or the title of something within your web page, something like that. We can also have some text here in bold, just using the element B, the B tag, which is bold, opening and closing, and anything in here is going to be bold. Let's save this. Okay, so this font size is the same as our standard font size up here, except it's bold. We can also make it italic with with the element I here. This is italic. Save this and reload. So as you can see, we did not put a line break there, but this is italic, this is bold. So those are easy ways of kind of changing your text a little bit. We can have a link. A link is actually an anchor tag, which is just the element A, and we're going to add an attribute onto this tag just by hitting space after our A. href equals, we'll just go to google.com within either single or double quotation marks, and then our closing A tag. This is a link. So save this, reload it. Okay, again, we didn't put a line break there, but this is the link. You can see it's automatically in blue and underlined. If we click it, actually won't let me go to Google because I'm on a local I'm on a local file there. But if this was online, it would take us straight to Google. So that's our anchor tag. Anchor tags are usually used for links, but we can also use them for some other things, which we'll get into later. And any time you see a space after the tag name, anything after that will be an attribute. So this has an anchor tag has many attributes, but we don't have to use all of them. And usually the only one we'll use is href. And we'll set that to whatever page we want to navigate to. As a matter of fact, I can just go like this, the full name there of the Google website, and we can click that link, and there you go. So now we're at Google's homepage there. Okay, so there's your second video on HTML. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.